nightmares or these recurring dreams about weeding. Our dad's property used to have these like weeds called Mother of Millions, and they were like these succulent introduced weeds. Basically, like succulents, like one leaf breaks off and then it makes another plant.
Oh, yeah.
And Dad has like a property of a few acres, and they were slowly just like spreading throughout the whole property, and it used to drive me bonkers, like just the thought of them spreading everywhere. And so I went through this phase of really trying to weed them and get them out. I used to have dreams about it.
Oh, really?
Dreams of weeding these little succulents.
They're insane.
Raven remembers.
Well, because it's
such
just
a
like
horrible feeling.
Yeah, because they're called Mother of Millions, but
because
also
they make millions more.
because every part of the plant can reproduce. Like a single leaf drops, that turns into a new plant.
So you try
leave
and weed
any
them.
part of the root, and that's a new plant, and you're
That's
just
why
going
they're
insane.
just like taking over the world.
Yeah.
So far, they've taken
Pretty
over
fun.
Warwick.
Yeah.
What is it?
We had to just like
Did you grow
we
up in
tried
Warwick?
burning
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Center of the universe.
My
Yeah, Warwick.
partner, her family, like her dad's sisters, 3 of the sisters bought like farmland in, what's it called?
Allura.
No,
Stanthorpe.
Stanthorpe. Yeah. Oh, it's actually Ballandine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we would
that's
always
quite
drive through
beautiful.
Warwick to stop.
Oh, really? Stop in Ballandine.
No, we'd
that's where
stop
they
in Warwick
bought
on
the
the way
land.
to Ballandine.
Yeah.
That's quite beautiful there, like
Yeah.
cozy.
Well,
and
Stanthorpe.
Yeah, it's really nice.
lots of
Stanthorpe is-
apples.
Granite, granite
Bit of a
belts.
step up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely. Apples.
So I'm
did you
familiar-
did
I'm
you ever go to
familiar
the
with the-
apple? There's an
the-
apple festival in Stanthorpe.
Yeah.
Right?
Is
yeah,
there?
yeah.
Apple and grape.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they make
Yeah.
wine there as well.
Quite
Yeah.
beautiful ones.
Yeah.
And lots of produce, right? Like
fertile
jams
soil.
and-
But it's been,
There's not a lot of fruit trees in general.
Yeah.
they had
Yeah.
big drought for a while.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, it's such a like land of riches and
Yeah.
I think we were
drought.
there was a while there where Stanthorpe was getting all their water from Warwick. We had to truck
Oh.
water
Yes.
from the Leslie Dam
that.
down like 60 k's or something, even longer.
so you're
like
only allowed
down
to
the
have,
road, all these water trucks just for
one
them to have
shower a
water.
day.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, only one shower. How many showers do you have?
Well, that's what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, in terms of like how hard
Yeah.
it was. People were still allowed to have one shower a day.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
There were restrictions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were at
Like
the
you
farm.
couldn't be just filling up your pool willy-nilly, I think.
Even
Yeah.
when I cooked for them one time, and they were like
just once.
Not so much water, Suren.
pretty. I was washing
Less water in the
rice,
pasta. Oh, really?
and they looked at me. They're like, "What are you doing?"
So wasteful.
Yeah.
Could have reused that water.
I
You
was
should
like,
be using old shower water. Suren.
Yeah. I'm just gonna put it down the drain. anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Such a city boy. Their rice dirty.
Okay, should we
So,
start?
Raywin, what is the show? What are we doing? Hey, hello.
I'm Raywin Pickering.
You sound like you're going to break into
I'm
song.
a comedian and a farmer. Sorry.
And I am
Adrienne Pickering.
I'm Raywin's sister. And
What do you do?
It's a really good question. Sometimes I'm an actor. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know these days. Anyway.
That's been a bit dry lately.
Whoa.
Talking about droughts.
Whoa. Way to just drive a knife straight in. It's only family.
What are you even doing?
Just drive it in. I don't know. I was going to brief you.
3 kids under
on-
6 and you can't even get a job.
I was really going to brief you, but I didn't get a chance to not mention the career.
Okay.
Otherwise, it might lead to a public mental breakdown. I really should have
Public
said,
breakdowns are fine.
let's not talk about it today. It's feeling a little sensitive,
A little sensitive.
Yeah.
Wow.
a little close to failure. Let's not
okay.
talk about it anymore. As the wise words of a few other professionals on this show have said, You can't be too vulnerable in public.
Okay.
And
well,
I stretch the
don't
boundaries
have
of
to
that
talk about
too
that
often,
then.
so
but you've
hold
just
it
came
back.
back from holidays, so you
I
are
had a really nice
obviously
holiday on a beautiful island,
yeah,
which was pretty nice.
enjoying family time, and now you're back.
And now
Back
I'm
in
back.
Melbourne winter. It is
Back in
miserable
the studio.
outside,
It's
but
real
we
wild and windy. But
are loving being in here.
we are loving being in here because it's real cozy.
It's real cozy
with our
and
friend.
with our friend Wink Wink, aren't we? We're friends.
Of course.
Oh, cool.
Hello.
Hello. This is
That was nice for a while there.
We're so happy to have you.
It's-
I'll
yeah.
properly introduce you. We've got an amazing stand-up comedian, but also you're a writer, and you host cooking shows, and you've got one at the moment, don't you? On SBS? No.
I don't think it lives there anymore.
Does
I don't
it?
know where it is, but it was
Yeah.
there for a while.
Google it.
Yeah.
Google it.
Yeah.
Watch the clips.
Floating around somewhere. You still did it. Still counts.
Yeah.
Podcaster, writer. It's Suren
thank you.
Jayemanne. I should say your name.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's great. And it was for a while there because this is the first time I've been on this podcast, and
Yeah.
I apologize. I've seen clips of it online, but I don't listen to it.
Oh my
I don't know,
god.
that's kind of rude of me to say so
Thanks for
early.
joining
But-
us,
Saying it
Suren.
straight
It's
up
nice to meet
top.
you.
Well,
See you
I
later.
was
But
just
it's
sitting
kind
here
of
while
good. You have
had
no,
this,
you
like-
have no preconceptions.
No, I'm
You
excited.
have no
I'm
idea.
very excited. Thanks
Anything
for inviting
goes.
me along.
You don't get nervous about saying yes to something. You have no idea.
Well, you briefed me.
Okay.
But despite briefing me, I still forgot the
still-
brief
yeah.
because there was a period there where you just became all sisterly and you were just talking to each other, and I was like, "Is this the podcast? Is just me watching?
Yeah,
these,
yeah.
these two sisters."
It's just where we get a third person to just come and watch us be sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And be like, hang on, that's a bit mean. I don't
podcast
think you
is-
should prod it that much.
Welcome to the podcast Cuck Chair. You just sit there and watch these people. Yeah.
I like it. It's really like low pressure for everyone.
Yeah.
Also, off air, you were like really kind of friendly and cordial, but then as soon as the show started, it
Really
became
mean to
the
each
sister. Yeah, the dynamic kicked in.
Oh,
She
really?
does to me
Yeah,
almost
okay.
every time.
Yeah.
Right?
Save it for the pod
So
energy.
Yeah.
mean. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't that bad.
It was pretty bad.
Wow, with acting chops like that, I would hire you in a second. See, that was a nice thing to say. But I don't have anything to offer you. Not at the moment. I'm working on something, and you'll be my first pick of sister.
I'm your first pick of sister.
You could play the sister in the
What a
movie of my
triumph.
life.
Awesome. I think I could play that role.
You still have to audition, but.
Okay.
But Suren, you've done so many things. What do you say though when the question gets posed to you, like, what do you do, or what's your job?
Yeah.
Oh,
What do you put down on the form?
on the form.
On the phone or in person, because I guess there's different answers to what
Yeah.
you would say to an Uber driver as opposed to.
I reckon on the form, I've only just started putting writer on it. But for ages, I would still put accountant, which was the career I had before
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, right.
Even though you weren't practicing, you were like,
Yeah. I don't know why.
You
It just
still
never.
held on to that identity. It was
It
the
would-
last professional kind
I don't
of
know.
thing.
Yeah. I don't think I was holding on to the identity. It was more like I was refusing to recognize comedy as a career. Even it's so
definitely
ingrained in
I
me
can
from my
understand that.
upbringing and stuff
Yeah.
that the arts is not a career.
Yeah.
That it didn't feel right to put it down as occupation on a form.
Carrying a little family shame.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I was
Aren't we
holding
all?
on to.
yeah, family check.
That's okay. That's okay. There's no judgment here. yeah.
And then maybe for tax, when I did my tax return, and it was like, I can't put down accountant because
Actually earned zero money.
they'll think I'm hiding all my money in offshore accounts or something. So then I started putting writer down on forms. Yeah, but even comedian feels too embarrassing to put that down on a form.
Yeah. It has certain connotations. Of
Yeah. And then also to the
of I guess being funny.
She must be funny. Yeah.
Which I do not relate to.
I mean, also I don't know if you have this, Raywin, but it's like if you tell people you do comedy as a job, I feel like the number one response, like whether it's said in words or not, the unconscious response is like, oh, you can you can live off that. There's like
Yeah.
this cynicism or kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's maybe
Yeah.
I get it from from blokes. Is like after gigs that's the thing they're most interested in. It's
Yeah.
like, are you making any money?
Yeah.
You can't
Oh.
be making money off this.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So even
it's
that's
interesting to
ingrained as
dive
well.
right in as well to ask you about your
I mean, I'm totally just projecting. Whatever they're saying. They're like, when's your next
I've
gig?
definitely had those questions, but I actually do still. I mean, I still work on the farm, so my answer is always like, well, no, I don't
shy
make enough
away
money
from saying,
off
I'm a comedian.
being a comedian. Yeah, definitely shy away.
Raywin mostly
Like,
says
I
I
would-
do comedy.
Yeah.
I've noticed.
I do comedy,
I say
which
that
even
as well,
you just
yeah.
said that. Yeah.
Because also it's like it's a kind of embarrassing to be like, I'm a comedian
Yeah.
and they've
Yeah.
never heard of you.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
there's
'cause
Or-
I was going to
yeah.
say that's normally the question is, what would I know you from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like with I guess actors maybe get that a bit more, it's more visual kind of medium, but
Yeah.
yeah, people are often like, oh yeah, what else have you been in? Or
Yeah. Which and so you kind of have, to me, it almost feels like you're admitting defeat
Yeah.
to say, oh, I'm a comedian.
comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should know it.
Yeah.
Or you don't. So I'll say accountant. But also, I don't know. I can't remember the last time in person someone was
Someone's
like,
asked.
what do you do?
Yeah. Oh.
so how long were you an accountant for? Big change, like
Yeah.
different
There's no real
careers.
crossover.
Yeah, it's not like
No, there is no crossover. Yeah. One is not they're very parallel tracks.
Yeah.
I was an accountant for 8 years, and it was mostly just because, like, out of school, in my mind, it was like following the path of least resistance, which was like I got the marks to do a commerce degree. I could do maths, and then accounting was the easiest one to like major in from commerce.
Did you like the idea as well? You were like,
parents
you
also
liked
in
maths
commerce,
and you were.
Yeah, my dad was in finance, and I think he was an actuary, which is like the hardest thing. It's like the most complicated maths stuff.
Oh, really?
And I think he
An
really
actuary? Is that
Yeah,
what you
they
said?
do. What they do is they
That's
like
how far removed from maths I am. I've never even heard of it.
not many people know it, but it's like it's all probability stuff, and they figure out the probability that things will. They basically price insurance premiums
Oh, really?
because insurance is all based on like, we
really
will.
using his brains for the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
For the greater good of all humanity,
yeah,
as is often the case.
yeah, exactly. I mean,
the thing that pays.
Yeah, the thing that pays the most has a lot of the great brains in it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, they figure out, people who want to make money will figure out how to use those people's
Yes.
brains.
Yeah.
I guess. And then,
Exactly. So probability. So it's a bit, you remember that movie? I can't help thinking about it. Like Good Will Hunting. Was that guy like some kind of maths genius?
Yeah.
or something?
That was the whole show.
He,
He was a maths
he
genius.
was an
Yes.
actuary. It's been a long time since I've
Was he
seen
an
it.
actuary?
He might, not him,
I
but
don't
there
think
is.
so.
What's that movie with
Probability.
Russell Crowe where he's like,
Oh yeah,
A Beautiful Mind.
I'm pretty sure he was.
Oh,
An actor.
predicting
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
probabilities. Oh, that's interesting. Did you think like growing up, like your dad liked that job as well? Like you were.
Yeah, I think so. I
Yeah.
think it's like there's the problem solving element to it, and
Yeah.
I mean these days it
So
probably
you saw it as a good career, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I
Very
think
creative actually. That kind of maths.
I think so.
Yeah.
But I think now it's at this day and age it would probably all be done by
AI.
algorithms or computers.
Oh,
or
really?
whatever.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
But I think he enjoyed the work, and then I think he probably wanted one of his, because I have two older brothers. He probably wanted one of us to go into that.
And your older brothers didn't.
One is a lawyer, and then one is like an academic. So
Yeah.
they both done very well.
So, okay.
But then I kind
Not a
of,
disappointment then.
but there was no way I had the maths, that good enough maths to do it.
to do to be
do
an actuary.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I just kind of went into, none of it was really thought through. It was just like, oh, this is a good job.
Yeah.
I'll just do it. It just feels like I don't know.
Started on
Yeah.
the path and just kind of kept
Yeah.
going.
And I
you
always
were
loved
obviously
comedy.
like good enough to be good at it that it wasn't stressful and like
Yeah.
those doors opened for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so.
like-
I think it very much was like that. Where it's like you, yeah, it was pretty much like I got marks where I didn't have to try too hard.
Yeah.
I was just kind of getting through everything, and I kind of part of me was like, oh, my elder brother's doing law. That seems really interesting. I could work a bit harder and then transfer into law.
Yeah.
But then once I got to uni, I was like,
Then I want
what's
hard work.
what requires the minimum effort?
easiest. Yeah.
Because uni was so fun otherwise? Or what
No,
was it
I think
that was
'cause I
like
always
the
kind
least
of-
amount of
Yeah, I always just wanted to do comedy probably
Okay, so you started doing it sort of
subconsciously
then.
and yeah.
So you needed
Wow.
more time to do it. So therefore you needed
Yeah.
an easier kind of day job that's
Yeah.
not using so much of your brain.
But
to
weirdly, I
make-
didn't start doing comedy at uni.
Oh.
I just was thinking a
just
lot
sort of
about it.
thinking
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time to get the courage to do that,
Yeah.
particularly if
Yeah.
it's really out of your realm. Like
If you don't
didn't
have any kind of in or anything.
Yeah, if you didn't have parents who were doing that kind of thing, or
Yeah.
did you see
Yeah.
a lot of comedians when you were younger, or see what was some of the?
No, I
did you
mean,
watch sort of watch it on TV, or how did you?
Well, yeah, like because I'm in my late 30s, so I grew up without the internet really,
Yeah.
like it is now. And so comedy was kind of like the gala and the comedy festival was where it
Yeah.
existed. I
Yeah.
didn't even really know about open mics or didn't know that it was just a
Yeah.
thing that people would go try.
Yeah.
So, and then also I think our like late,
Did you grow up in Melbourne?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even though like the comedy festival was happening like right around you, your family didn't really go
Not
to
really.
it or consume it.
I would watch the
it was just on
gala.
TV. Yeah.
and then I loved listening to that gala is probably how I got into stand up. And then I loved like people at school would burn Chris Rock's album onto a CD or
Oh
something.
yeah.
So then that would pass around.
yeah. Yeah.
So that's how I kind of got into comedy. But also I feel like millennials, because I think I'm on the like, or maybe I'm bang in the middle
You're
of
the
millennials.
Yeah.
Or am I older? I think I'm older.
I think you're an older, but
yeah.
you are a millennial. I think.
Yeah, I am a millennial.
Yeah.
But then I have two older brothers, so I was probably influenced by them.
Yeah.
But I feel like we grew up where it was sort of still kind of like, oh yeah, you'd have the 9 to 5, you have a family, you get the house. That
was
simple
the-
life
Yeah. Yeah.
was very much still on the cards.
Yeah.
And we've probably seen the craziest change
Change
of what
in
the
that.
world is compared to
Exactly.
what we grew up with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe the boomers would be like, actually we did because we grew up during
Maybe every
post-
generation.
Depression or whatever. Yeah.
But that
Yeah.
there's still part of that simple life, which is still there's a nostalgia in me where I'm like, oh, that actually would have been we fucked the
Yeah.
world. That would have been nice if we just all
Yeah.
kept doing that.
Yeah.
So part of me, it didn't seem that crazy to just go get an accounting job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if
because
I
that's how you get those other
But
things.
also
You
just
get
a
a
bit
job.
of humanity, though, like just the dream of like having a family and having a.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty nice. I don't have it, but it looks nice.
I think it's
Yeah.
Looking through the windows.
Yeah.
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 Seem like very primal urges. that-
Yeah.
Totally. And it's what's funny is what it's at odds or conflict with now is just I think if you took a step back, all of the stuff that people are chasing now would seem so trivial and superficial,
Yeah.
I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like people
You mean like likes on Instagram and
yes.
whatever? Yeah.
Or even comedy feels different now. I don't
Than
think
when you
this is
started,
an
or-
original
Yeah.
idea. And maybe sorry for jumping around so much.
that's
But I have been reflecting recently on comedy as a career choice.
Yeah.
It's like if I knew what it would entail today, I never would have done it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that it would be like, oh, you have to like be making video like content
Oh yeah, that I understand
Constantly.
totally.
constantly. Like to
Yeah.
me, it was
It
like
didn't seem as big of a deal when I first got into it, and then now it's the only way to build your own audience,
Constantly be
Yeah.
and the only way, yeah,
and you're now all of a sudden like thrown in with like all these other people who are using comedy as a vehicle just to build a platform
Yes.
Because it's
that's
kind
true.
of,
Yeah.
it's like to do comedy at a real accessible level online is actually not that hard, I think. But then to do like comedy as, I don't want to say art, but like to kind of, to do festival shows and all that stuff
it's a totally different
Like with a very
skill.
well-written show.
yeah, with
that
something that's kind
is-
of like
yes,
reflective or,
yes.
or contemplative or like, or has like
Yeah.
even just like a theme where you're like, oh, this
Takes
is
a lot of
something, this is my
skill.
life, this is interesting.
Yeah,
I want
yeah.
to talk about farm life and and make it something that's palatable and bring people into my world.
Yeah.
That takes obviously craft and skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A different skill to doing like a 2-minute skit or something on Reels, you know.
Yeah.
Not saying one is better than the other, but they're
Yeah.
so different. Like
But
you can't
yes.
just
You're
take one
competing-
skill to another.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you're competing for the same like attention of people
Yeah.
with like there's wellness people who will just they realize they can build their wellness business if they make funny videos.
Make funny videos because people are more likely to share them than they are to
Yeah.
share.
and
like,
interact. Yeah.
something about yogurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Exactly.
The yogurt queens out there taking off.
I think if there's any
Is that
takeaways,
true though? Like, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's
I
true.
mean,
I can't think of a
makes
specific
sense.
yogurt brand, but
yogurt
the
is
theory.
an example, but
Yeah.
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 Well, so yeah, there's a lot of competition for that, isn't it? Do you think it like? Is anything making us happy?
These are the big things we're all thinking about in winter, I think, where you're just like, what is
you were
giving me
saying
joy?
before, Suren, like, if I knew what it would entail, would I have started doing it? Like, so then if we're all just like chasing this dream,
Yeah.
we're all just like creating content so that we can pay our bills. And so, you know, like,
Yeah.
it all comes at a cost, doesn't it? Like, it's like,
yeah.
Yeah.
But
wonder
I
sometimes.
think then the pandemic was useful for me. I think it was quite
Oh,
good actually.
okay.
Yeah.
You never actually caught
The hot
it.
take,
And
yeah.
so, yeah. It's positive for you.
I mean, I was pretty privileged that during the pandemic, like the first time I felt really sad was when like Cafe Lounge, which was like a really good gig in Sydney, it shut.
Yeah.
And I felt like this emotional pang of loss. And I think that's how insulated I was
we
from
all felt it
Yeah.
in different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was lucky enough that I was on that job keeper thing, and then no one I knew got really sick,
Yeah.
and so it felt like a bit of a
Yeah.
It was like, but I think I feel like it was a nice moment for me to kind of take a step back,
Yeah.
and like think about what was important to me and blah blah blah.
Definitely to think about live performances. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And when people didn't get that chance or didn't use the time to do that and they just went back to the lives they were in before, I think you're kind of starting to see those people breaking a little bit, or like just the fact that the world stopped for 3 years and no one processed it and just went back to their lives
Yeah.
seems crazy to me. Like I can't imagine if I was still an accountant sitting looking
Yes.
at a screen every day now after having
Yeah.
having this
through
moment
that.
where you're like, oh, everything is so fickle and can just be taken away in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
And I'm still just doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it gave for me, the pandemic gave me a moment to be like, oh, I don't enjoy comedy because I'm trying to make it a job. I just enjoy it and try to hold on to that intangible
Yeah,
thing.
so it really crystallized what it is you're getting out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And why I was doing it in the first
Yeah.
place.
So is it writing just like what is the thing that you love the most about it? Is it writing so that you can do stand up, or do you really also just love the write? Because you do, you know, heaps of writing for other people to make jokes about stuff. So it's just like what is it?
Yeah,
that you really
because you've
love?
written for like TV shows and so you've done
Yeah.
contract work of a few
I mean, that
different
was
things.
also a lucky thing during the pandemic where just because of when they had all the like LGAs or whatever, the local government areas, and
Oh,
they were
yeah.
locking down all these areas.
couldn't go outside of
That's how I got
5Ks or
my
whatever.
first writing gig, was because like I was just physically in the right place at the right time. Yeah, so it's just so lucky.
Yeah, wow.
Because it is a thing where it's like you get your foot
Yeah.
in the door, and then once you've worked with someone, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, they did a good job," and that.
Yeah.
A lot of people ask me, they're like, "How do I
How'd you
start
get in?
doing that?"
Yeah. You're like, just live close.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah. What you need to do is orchestrate
wait,
some sort of
wait
global
for a
pandemic. Yeah.
and then be in the right LGA, wait for the lockdown,
Yeah.
and then
If you
step
can,
right in.
Fly over to Wuhan.
Yeah.
Just
It is
break
a
into
long
the lab.
game. Yeah. But so, I am curious how you got into comedy. So you were always an appreciator, but so you were working as an accountant, and then what made you do? So you did an open mic, or how did you get into it?
Yeah, I think I did Raw.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so I knew about Raw comedy.
Yeah.
And then I think when I first started doing, well, maybe it's like just at the end of uni, I took not a gap year, but after graduating, I deferred my employment for a year.
Okay.
And then I was like, because I wanted to travel and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I guess I should just do Raw comedy.
Oh, so you just were like,
I should
yeah.
just
I mean, I'll probably win and it'll change my life. So I don't know.
Yeah, that didn't happen. But
real passionate, yeah.
I just said, yeah. And then I didn't even think, when I got there, I met people who were like, oh, yeah, there's open mics and stuff. Like, I didn't even know that you could just, I thought Raw was where the first gig anyone ever did.
Wow. Yeah, so it's not like, even though you lived in Melbourne and there are, I mean, so many open mics around, it's not, you didn't go to any, you weren't an audience member of comedy.
Yeah, but you've done open mics. Like who's going to that?
People do. I don't understand.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Lots of people watching and listening.
Yeah.
You mean the audience members?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. People go, but I mean, not just open mic comedy, but some people are real, maybe like after some kind of like maybe hate themselves a little bit. They just want to go and watch.
Feel better about their own life.
Feel better about their own lives. Yeah. I mean, because I used to,
jokes.
Yeah, I used to run an open mic that was like everyone gets on. It would be 40 people. The third bracket would be the most
Really
depressing
late,
thing. Sometimes
People sticking around in the crowd.
Yeah, some people. I mean, definitely not many, but you might get like like a few couples that are on a date and they're there and they're kind of enjoying it, or like a group of people that are like, laughing about it and enjoying it.
It's very raw about it because it is people just like trying out new stuff mostly, or very new comedians, full stop. So there's something really like unpolished about it and unpredictable.
Yeah, I think people are wanting that unpredictability, I guess.
We watch a lot of that stuff in content online anyway, isn't it? Like
yeah,
that's a big part of magic,
definitely
is like people getting stuff wrong.
And anything
like
can happen.
being in the wrong place at the wrong time, or there's something that we love about that sense of like someone almost drowning but kind of like making their way through it.
It's a different experience. And as long as you're aware of that and you're like, not expecting this polished
you're not expecting
show. But I mean, like they're often free because they are like very unpredictable. You have no idea what someone's going to say. It might be offensive. It might just be really sad. But
well, if it was me.
But
I mean, when you put it that way, it is actually such a vital service that the freaks that go to open mics play. Like without that, it's like part
selfless.
of the ecosystem.
It is.
I don't know what they're getting out of it.
I'm sorry I called you freaks. But thank you,
bottom
freaks.
dwellers.
But so what was your first gig? So it was at Raw. What was it like?
Yeah, it was fun. It was one of those things where I brought all my friends down.
Yeah,
and then I often think about at comedy, it's like the first gigs you do, you bring everyone you know.
Yeah,
and then like 10 years later, you'll bump into someone and they'll be like, oh, so you're still doing that. And you've just realized that you've spent 10 years of your life just going, like they've gradually dropped off. Less and less of them come. And then you're just still hanging out in these dingy pubs.
Yeah.
That's pretty brave still to invite everyone to watch some of your first comedy.
I was not that person.
I think a part of it was like trying to stack the audience a bit.
That makes sense. But still,
but it's also
what
terrifying.
if they see you fail? Like, what if you get
that
up
part of it
and no one laughs?
I mean, but there is,
that?
to do comedy, I think you have to be this balance that you see, and I think most people is like this balance of a lack of confidence mixed with like just the right amount of self-delusion.
Yeah.
Otherwise no one would do it.
Yeah. So I guess it was delusional. It is insane to be like,
is
this is the
insane.
first time I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll bring. Oh, and again, maybe I've talked to a few. I don't know if this is too broad a brushstroke, but it feels like that's the male, like quite a male thing. I think.
Yeah.
Those
Of
because I
being
know
confident.
a lot of yeah, but I know a lot of
Yeah.
women who do comedy for the first time, and they're like they would never bring it, or like they
Yeah.
would go interstate
yeah.
or overseas and start
Yeah.
it there. And
Yeah.
then, yeah.
Yeah, it can be quite personal and quite cruel, I think, a lot
Yeah.
of the criticisms women face when they try stuff like
Yes.
that. That's a bit different.
Yeah.
A lot of sexist, misogynist.
Well, yeah, because
like,
it's not
heckling.
necessarily a.
Yeah.
It's a tougher.
It's weird because it's not necessarily a nice thing for a woman, or it doesn't necessarily have nice connotations if someone's just like, oh, you're funny. Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
there's can sometimes be like this other element to it that, yeah, maybe just seems a bit snide, like you don't have anything else. It's
Oh,
just like,
right.
That's kind of what I'm meaning.
Comment-
But
yeah.
then on the other side, a lot of people are like, well, women can't be funny.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so it's nice to
Like
be called
that's-
funny, but then
that's the
also it's like
stereotype.
a
It's
lot
like,
of
yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So it is, yeah, I guess it is different. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what we can do to fix that today. But
Bit
Today.
yeah,
today.
today.
Gonna
That's
solve
why
it.
we've
solve
come
it
here
on
together.
the show. Just a small
Yeah.
aim.
So you,
Oh, so I did-
so you did Raw. Sorry.
Yeah, I did Raw,
And then
and
how
then
long were you working at counting like side by side?
I
You
didn't do any gigs after I did Raw for ages. And then I started doing accounting. And I think like I was this story has been told before, but I started accounting at the same time that Dilruk Jai Singer started
were.
accounting.
Yeah.
And he
At the same.
yeah, we were
firm.
graduates together at the same
Yeah.
firm. And then he, in like the meet and greet stuff at the start when you're doing all those like orientation, bonding, whatever.
Yeah.
I think one of the things was like say something that no one would know about you.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, I do comedy.
Yeah.
I said that. And then he was really impressed by that. And that's kind of how we became friends because he was like, wow, that's so cool. I've always wanted to do it. And then when he didn't make probation, which is a story for him to tell. But but so like 6 months into the graduation program, he gets let go. He was too much of a personality around the office, and he was
too
like
much for the
the life of the
accountant
office.
nerds. Yeah.
And
It's
so
probably
getting-
a good thing, right?
I'm getting distracted.
In
I can't
accounting-
focus. Yeah.
In
Yeah.
accounting, it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, I think he was distracting people. Well, that's what they said anyway. But then so when he had like worked, he came out from Sri Lanka, did this uni course, got a job at a good firm, and then they let him go. And he's like, well, what more like of a push off the cliff do I need than that to start doing comedy? And so he started doing it, and then he got really good at it, and then I got jealous, and I was like, oh, well, now I'm going to try it.
So it sort of forced
that's-
you to step up too.
Yeah, so we kind of helped each other in that way, like push.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then
So
I
when you say jealous, you were seeing him get like some kind of successes or like
Well, he was
yeah,
just
well,
doing
getting-
he was doing it, and
Yeah.
then, and then he won a Logie. And I've not done that yet, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Plenty of time.
yeah.
Yeah, and so then for like that was probably like 3 or 4 years into accounting, I think, that I properly started doing regular gigs. And then I probably was an accountant for about 5 more years
Wow.
while doing
Yeah.
gigs. But 3 of those years I like moved out of client work and I moved into this department where I would run training stuff for new graduates.
Oh, okay.
Because
So a
that
different
was
role. Yeah.
so that took
Moving away from
just
the
the
accounting
hours
is the
were
career.
crazy and like the pressure of having to do. I hated like 12 or 6 monthly performance evaluations and stuff like that. It's so insane to me in
Is
hindsight.
that common?
that's-
Like just
yeah,
in
in those
accounting?
big firms
Yeah.
and stuff.
You're
And it's
constantly
all-
being reevaluated and
Yeah, and it's all so
Really?
process driven. Like you have to write these little reviews of yourself, and then your manager will write their comments on it, and then you have to have these discussions, and then you have to like nominate yourself for promotion and stuff. And it just seems so insane.
I had no
a lot of
idea
pressure
that
all the time to just like keep improving
Yeah.
and keep
Yeah.
what a pressure we put ourselves in.
Yeah,
all
that's
the
so
Yeah.
much self-evaluation.
For nothing, really. It's like, yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder in life, like, do you have to always be getting better at stuff? Like, it's
Yeah,
not okay
totally.
just to coast along sometimes.
Yeah.
Or do you like lose your job in those places if you're just like stagnant?
Not striving.
Yeah, if you're not
if you're really
improving, you're not
bad-
like making more money.
Well, they're like a pyramid.
Yeah, so they want to be making more money, right?
Yeah.
All the time.
And
So
they
you gotta
want
be, like,
people to
getting
be
further.
dropping off the pyramid.
So they can get better people.
Well, just because you start with like, and I started in 2009, so it was just out of the global financial crisis. But everyone was taking a bit of, there's like a lag between when the companies realize that they have to change their hiring processes or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think we were like the biggest cohort
intake.
ever.
Oh.
And then, so the idea is they start with like 40 people, but only 10 of those will make it to the very top. It's like Squid Game.
To party. Oh, my God. Yeah.
You each get a number.
They all drop off one by one to become comedians.
Wow.
Pretty much. Yeah. And you just,
Wow.
there's less murder, but it is like Squid Game.
Not no murder.
Not no murder. Yeah. But yeah, if I think about people I started with now in 2009, I think very few would still be
Accounting.
Yeah, they would have moved into like, they'd probably still be in business, but they might be in different roles, or a lot of people just moved out altogether. And yeah, I know someone went and became a journalist. That's probably the most interesting one, but but yeah, people just go
right. Yeah.
a couple of comedians.
And so then you switched into comedy, and did it start off like straight away? Did you sort of find that people were like, this is great, you're great? Was it as easy as moving into accounting, or did you hit a lot of roadblocks and you're sort of like, oh, I'm going to have to get better at this? Or how did it
I think that's why
it grow?
What was useful for me was treating it just like a fun thing that I did. That's why so I stayed in
So you
accounting.
kept this like day job of accounting with less pressure and less brain sort of like requirements.
Yes.
So you could focus on the comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had a very like tortoise hair
Yeah.
kind of approach to it. So I was like, I never really expected anything too quickly. And I was just kind of, this is fun. I'm doing this just because it's fun. I probably didn't, like a lot of people would churn out new material very quickly, whereas I just sort of took ages to craft bits.
Yeah.
And I used the excuse of I've still got the day job.
Yeah.
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 And I was learning all these other stuff like stagecraft or whatever.
Yeah.
Was how I rationalized it
in
in my head. But I think it was really useful to not have the pressure of having to make it work at the start.
Yeah.
Because as I just described with the accounting stuff, that was the part that I enjoyed the least of the job, was like the performance pressure.
Yeah.
Or like you say, like the productivity and like evaluating performance. The older I get as well, I agree with you. Like that's not what life is. It's so at odds with.
It's such a big part of being a comedian. I mean, you've got to like listen back to your sets and like evaluate what went right, what went wrong, and like so in a way you are still doing that. It's not a part that anyone likes because it's awful to keep thinking about yourself and then you realize like you're nitpicking the things that don't even matter. Like,
totally.
You're like, you know, I can't change the way I hold my hand or something. Like, like you start like zeroing in and you're like, why am I breathing like that?
But I think so much of it, and this is maybe one thing that came out of that COVID, like taking a step back.
Yeah.
But so at the start of something, it's like you don't know what you're doing and you're just trying to learn.
Yeah.
And so you are kind of hyper focused on the little details.
Yeah.
But really part of it, of what you're doing, I think of like Ash Barty as an example of this, of like, I feel like part of what you're doing is learning the techniques and stuff.
Yeah.
But a lot of what you're actually doing is just tearing down the little doubt and fear that you have that you can't do it.
Yeah.
And I reckon that's almost more important than the technical stuff that you're learning. Like Ash Barty, when she started dominating, she had this like, it wasn't her tennis coach that kind of was the difference. It was like she started seeing this sports psychologist who was teaching her about like presence and like trusting the flow and all of that stuff.
Which is something you have to learn. I guess.
Yeah.
Well, if it doesn't come naturally to you, like I think some people have a bit more of an innate sense of that, but then other people, it takes a little bit of time to develop it.
Yeah.
To be able to just like step into your destiny.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, everything
be
sounds
the comedian you always wanted to be, and just like own it and do it without like a lot of these thoughts holding us back.
Yeah, and you do kind of find everywhere. Comedy's such a weird thing as well, where it's like no one actually knows what they're doing.
Yeah,
and it's not very collaborative. You have to kind of figure it out yourself a lot of the time.
Yes. But then, it is from bumping into people that leads to other stuff. But it's sort of like a lot of it is just you, isn't it? Like writing, but then you do need,
because at the end of the day, I guess it is just you on stage.
But it is, I guess, it's all the leads that you make that help you to get the next thing and the next thing and the next thing.
Yes.
Like it's a web.
Yeah, you have to keep showing up, really.
Yeah.
But then with that comes like you kind of, it's impossible to not compare yourself to everyone else's journey as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we're all just swimming around blindly.
Yeah.
So I found it most useful, and I think maybe when I finally felt like I knew what I was doing was when I just kind of stopped comparing myself to everyone else and just looking at my own like.
Yeah, like what do you want to get out of it? What path do you want?
Was that after COVID, or you were saying before it really crystallized what you want to do?
I think COVID was like me
was that?
Realizing that I wanted to do this, or remembering why I enjoyed it, what I enjoyed about it, and then maybe even more recently than that was like being like, oh, actually, if I take a step back and look what I've done, I would never have thought I'd have done that. But if I look at it in the context of what everyone else who started at the same time has done, I would feel like I wish I had done more. And that's, again, it comes back to that performance evolution thing.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not on their journey.
No, we can only ever be on our own.
Yeah.
But did you have some really sort of like dark nights of the soul to get to there, which is like what a lot of people go through to realize that, to have that freedom of going like, actually,
I think
I'm just doing it for me, or this is my journey.
Yeah.
For a better expression.
I quit accounting in like 2018 or 2019 was the last accounting work I did, and then COVID happened, and so I was like, oh, what a fucking idiot. But then luckily I did land on my feet because I got that foot in the door. But that was probably the darkest bit where I was like, what a stupid thing to follow a dream. But then I was having that at the same time that I was thinking, hey, how nice is it that we've all made mistakes and now it's just like square one for everyone.
Like everyone's back on even.
I really liked the idea that no matter, like we're all having this experience together. And it's a fucked experience, but it's like it kind of was liberating that you could have.
Sort of wasn't it? Like everyone got locked down. Yeah. Well, in Australia anyway, like most people who obeyed the rules.
Yeah.
Really did.
Yeah.
And like so much stopped.
Yeah.
Like
And there was like, I guess, no such thing as like FOMO, because you were just like, well, no one's doing anything.
Everyone
like,
was
this is fine to just
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did your parents feel about, and your dad feel about like when you quit in 2019?
Slow segue into comedy and then the quitting.
Yeah, I kind of joked about this a bit on stage before, but it was sort of like I kind of didn't reveal all of the decisions I was making.
Yeah.
Until I sort of it was a bit more established, and then they were like, wait a minute.
Son, where's your suit?
Yeah. So I was like a bit strategic.
Is that
with
because you like knew they would be a bit disappointed, or it was just a bigger conversation than you actually wanted to have?
Yeah, it was avoidance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was totally avoiding the conflict or whatever.
Yeah.
And now they're fine with it. Well, now they're older, so they're kind of like, whatever, he's on his own now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sink or swim, he can look
whatever
after
makes you
himself.
happy.
Yeah.
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 But then also that, they can see that it's like fulfilling in a way that the other job wasn't. So they're happy about that.
Oh, that's good.
But they have also given up on they're like, yeah, whatever. We're going soon.
Yeah.
We'll be gone forever.
Yeah.
So we'll just enjoy this. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
And they have 2 successful other sons. So they're like, 2 out of 3 is not bad.
Yeah.
Anyone, you'd be happy with that in any other measure of your life. So,
yeah. But so once you realized that you wanted to do the performing of the stand-up, in Australia, I mean, that's not very lucrative. There are some people that can do it quite successfully, but it's pretty hard. There's only 5 cities you can kind of do it to. So being a stand-up, so a lot of people do pivot to the writing. Is that how you kind of saw it as like, well, it's comedy, it's still using the comedy skills, but you're using it in a different way by writing for these shows. But it's definitely, I mean, it's a different thing though.
Yeah, I guess I think of the writing stuff as like that's in place of accounting.
Yeah, right.
Because that's like the day job stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like quite not, if I can do that, that means I don't have to go back to accounting.
Yeah.
And now it's probably.
Do you like it more than accounting as well? Like just doing the writing?
Yeah. At first I didn't.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get over the idea that I've just ended up back in an office.
Ah.
Right.
Like it was so weird to me because it's very sterile environment, the writer's room sometimes. Especially on Australian shows. Like it's not like you see it depicted on
pizza.
TV as like 30 Rock or whatever.
These big round tables.
Yeah. Everyone's wearing caps and having a fun
Especially because
Less caps.
caps with slogans.
Yeah, way less caps. Like that Judah guy he's got a new cap every
Friedlander.
scene.
I know. Yeah. How do you keep up with
Whereas
that?
the writers' room in Australia, not one person has one cap.
person's wearing a cap indoors.
Yeah. There's not even
There's
one.
a cap roster. We've got to share it.
I guess the closest Matt Stewart is the closest thing we have to. He
To a
does
cap
have
guy.
a different
He
cap
does.
every time.
Yeah.
But it was like it was sort of.
Oh, that's interesting.
Surreal
You found it in
being
a
back in
similar
an office.
environment. Yeah.
And also a lot of the stuff that I've written for is ABC or SBS.
Yeah.
And that, they're those, it's just so weird going into the ABC, like
Studios.
swiping a card and
I
then
guess
going
it's
up
still
in a lift.
corporation.
Yeah.
Like it's,
And
yeah.
so that was it took me a while to get my head around, but it was still always better than, it was like
accounting.
you log off, when you log off. Whereas accounting is like you kind of have to be contactable at all hours and like sometimes a deadline would be so urgent you'd have to work on the weekend or whatever at these big firms.
Yeah.
And because it is that high competitive culture. But then within that, there's this weird thing where it's like you'd want to be seen you wanted to be seen working late and working and getting in early.
Yeah.
So a lot of people would faff in the middle of the day because it's like you have to be there at 8, but you have to leave at 7.
Yeah.
So in the middle of the
have a
day.
nap somewhere.
Just like,
And so the culture was like people would go for coffees
Yeah.
or people would like, just blag around. But then it was a lot of it was
Physically, you have to
optics.
be
Was like,
there.
are you there? Yeah. Are you there after the partners are leaving?
Wow.
And that just felt like, why am I spending so much time?
So much time.
yes, I just
Yeah.
think like, will they be on their deathbed going like, oh, thank God I spent so much time at work.
Yeah.
No. But I think, especially now, I reckon we're
Such a
like,
weird priority, isn't it?
because I feel like
That's beyond just earning a living. It's really
But
like,
I guess it's like striving to get a better living or something.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I guess
maybe it's that
you see it
competitive
as this
nature
like
of improving your job, improving your prospects.
you see it as
yeah.
a time investment or
Yeah,
something.
maybe
You're like, I'm
it's-
putting in all these
yeah,
hours
yeah.
and then I
reckon
won't have to in 10 years. or something.
ambition, and it's sort of what you should be doing to
guess.
get a promotion.
yeah,
and stuff.
but it's so weird how we've created this society where it's all we're against each other all the
Yeah,
time.
true.
Yeah.
Like comedy it is an example of where it's like, yeah, we're trying to, you basically treat it like you're competing for the
Yes.
same resources
Yeah.
of
Yes.
audience or whatever,
Yes.
attention. And then, yeah, in a firm, it's like you're trying to climb over each other, Squid Game style.
Squid Game.
But
and
I
it
don't
comes
know
back
if
to
that's
the
where-
competition.
I feel like originally these workplaces were partly like, there's 24 hours to fill in a day. You don't want to spend all that with your family.
Yeah.
So you go, like, you know, because people
Yeah.
would just go work for the same company and then that
Yeah.
becomes like a pseudo family. And it was like you're doing a thing that has an output,
Yeah.
but it's
not everything.
I don't
And
think
you
my
don't need to
dad-
be so ambitious.
yeah. I think it was just like a job where you could derive some sense of fulfillment.
Yeah.
And you're doing something that's contributing to a bigger
To
thing.
something.
Whereas
Yeah.
now it's become hyper competitive, and that's
Yeah.
it feels like the dynamics a bit different almost. Like I don't know, yeah. What the companies still talk about, like, oh, you're part of the family now or whatever. But then
Oh,
they're making
wow.
you fight with each other.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Do you feel like you get burnt out, like as a creative working, writing? Because as a freelancer, you can't. It's pretty hard to say no, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're like constantly chasing and saying yes to stuff and juggling, and then writing your own show. Is it hard for you to justify like having time off? Do you get any time? You know what do you have like phones down, no content creation now for the next, like 12 hours?
I think just well, one, I'm like, I feel like I'm not ambitious. But I don't think that I'm starting to come around to like,
I feel
Yeah.
like you're gently ambitious. Like
yeah,
I feel like you've achieved a lot
yeah,
from
But
where
I-
you started out to now, and that doesn't
Yeah.
happen with no ambitions. I
true.
reckon you've got a gentle ambition.
Yeah, it's a gentle ambition. But I realized that I just feel
Also
like,
seems like you like a balance. Like you're not
Yeah.
willing to be like, oh yeah, I've got to put in 1,000 hours a day and
Yeah.
not have any
Hustle.
kind of
Yeah.
downtime. You seem very like introspective and you're thinking about
Yeah.
what
yeah, one of the things
how
that
to best serve your own feelings.
yeah, again, that was something that came out of COVID as well. Was I started like meditating a lot, and then got real into that and spirituality and stuff.
Whoa.
And then-
do you still meditate?
Yeah,
Whoa. How
Yeah.
how long?
or now I don't even. It won't be like a practice. I've just done it for ages, so now it'll be
Now
like.
it only takes 10 seconds.
Well, yeah, kind of. I'm like
Whoa.
on a train or something, or what? Like if I have time, I'll just like instead of reading a book or scrolling, I'll just sort of like try to do it where I am, kind of
Wow.
thing, or make it part of life. if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's
Wow.
but
Got this lovely calm presence about you.
yeah.
But then through that,
That's so
I learned.
impressive.
I realized that I feel like a lot of the hustle that we do is actually not achieving anything other than distracting us from the guilt
Yeah.
that we're not working.
Yes.
Kind
Yeah,
of, you
it's all
know?
just busy work.
But it's not. There's no actual cause and effect between how much you're hustling and what's coming in.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like,
It's all just random, you mean?
yeah.
Or, like,
Or you're just trying to.
or who cares?
You would
Who
just feel
even
guilty if you
cares?
weren't
Like,
doing
yes,
it.
Yes.
yeah.
And then when something comes in, you're like, oh, it must be because I was
It's
hustling.
because of that.
Yeah.
But I stopped doing a lot of that. A lot of like, I would try to make videos or whatever. During COVID, I made all these cooking videos and they were so
Yeah.
fun and they were so great. Like I couldn't decide if I wanted to do a funny video or a cooking video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I tried to do cooking videos that were funny. And if I watch them, I'm like, who is this for?
Yeah.
They're insane. If you wanted to learn a recipe, this would be the most
They're
annoying
very hard
thing.
to follow along.
Yeah. And if you wanted to be like, just watch a comedy sketch, it's like,
Yeah.
why is he actually teaching me how to
That's
make this
awesome.
thing? Yeah, but I
feel
found
like
them
you were
so.
maybe ahead of your time.
Yeah. Well, I found it I really enjoyed it because it was
Yeah.
like I was teaching myself how to edit and I
Yes.
had to think about like
Yeah.
storyboarding and all that kind of stuff.
Wow.
And then compare that to like just trying to churn out videos for the sake of it.
Yeah.
And I could see no rhyme or reason what would resonate and what wouldn't.
Yeah.
And so then I just was like, well, instead of that, I'll put that time into learning how to meditate and stuff.
Yes.
And I was getting more opportunities, even though I
Even though
wasn't
you're working
hustling.
less hard.
Yeah.
Just because of being around, but also probably a bit of like doing a good job when something came in, because I was less like
Generally a sort of happier, more focused,
and not
kind of.
And I think there's like effort. I think there's like two types of effort. There's like effort where it's effort because you're really passionate about it, and so you want to do a good job, and you do a good job. And then there's effort where it's like you're afraid of failing.
Yeah.
But then that effort is like underlined or underpinned by this idea that you're going to fuck it up.
Yeah.
And
It's
so you
like
often
stress
do.
effort.
Yeah, stress effort.
Yeah.
And you don't do as good a job, I think, with that effort. So now I'm like anti-ambition. I feel like everyone's so ambitious, but it's like for what? That we don't even know what we're ambitious about.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
feel like
exactly.
so the same. The older I get, the less ambitious I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would have thought it would be the opposite, actually. But yeah.
Yeah. I remember you
I'm
telling me
almost
as a
at
kid.
a point where
You-
it's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me when I was a teenager or something, you were
You need a
like,
bit more drive.
yeah,
Helen.
you said like, oh, you're not ambitious enough. Like you were really like, I've always kind of thought
Well,
about it.
As a kid, I reckon you need a bit of pep. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
those
bit of-
years
I
are
guess there's
useful, I
a
think.
yeah,
a bit
there's
of drive
a
to get out there and
Okay.
like learn a few things and meet some people.
yeah, I did.
But it doesn't mean everything. I
No.
guess that's the thing. It's sort of like it depends
It's
what the
a
ambition
real-
is
there
for
is a
too.
real-
It's sort of like what you were saying. Like if the ambition is to make this amazing
Yeah,
farm
yeah.
and really look after these alpacas,
Yeah.
or really like I think there
Yeah.
are things that are really like good for the soul and make us feel like we're in the right place, we're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
We're in a collective. You know what?
And there is
are
a
like
real-
those sort of like growing ambitions that make us feel good.
Yes.
And make us feel a part of something bigger than us.
But if
Yeah.
you're-
And then
I
there's the
guess-
stress ambitions
Yeah.
that are sorry.
Yeah,
Anyway.
no. But I get, if you're always striving for something better,
Yeah.
you don't stop and then like actually appreciate the quality of what you do have. Or
Yeah.
Stop and appreciate like what's around the environment around you, like just walking around and like noticing the trees and the little
flowers.
things.
Yeah.
All
Smelling
those
the
things
flowers.
like make you a better person because you're noticing the little insects that are coming out or like how everything in the environment is actually like a part of the world. It's not just you walking around on concrete.
Yeah.
Like-
And I mean, you learn so much, I think, from just observing that stuff as well.
Yeah.
Because you're like, it's like they're not clambering over each other.
yeah.
There's like this order in that chaos or whatever,
Yeah.
which I think part of maybe it's the woo-woo meditation stuff, but part of it for me was I'm like, oh, there's this like, look at how crazy the chaos of nature is.
Yeah.
But it just it's not
going.
impatient, it just sort of
Yeah.
lets itself happen. And I was like, I'd rather trust that. Like that.
Yeah.
If I can just sort of approach life with that approach,
That
that
energy.
feels like that's going
Yeah.
to take me further than like looking at this pyramid we've created where we're all like,
and worrying.
How long
about,
is that gonna
like,
last?
We're
Yeah.
striving.
who-
Yeah,
what-
yeah.
Some opportunity,
For some
something else
useless
got.
thing.
Someone
Yeah.
else got. Yeah.
and it is I do have a privilege of like having worked as an accountant, saved up a bit of money that way, and then like I don't have the kind of lucky enough to not have the kind of necessity to clamber.
Yeah.
I think it's certainly a smart
But-
mover. It helps to like not be worried about being homeless and things
Yeah.
like that. Sort of
Yeah.
like, which having a day job or having something that you're secure enough in and able to do with enough like creative energy to do the other thing seems to be
Yeah.
a really smart way of not imploding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I
why
feel like when you put all of that pressure to earn a living or to just live
Yeah.
in real poverty for
Take
a
the
number
joy
of
out of
years.
it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
really suck the joy out of whatever it is you're doing.
Totally.
Like, I don't know if anyone can sustain it for a huge amount of time.
Well, there was that whole thing like side hustle, which is maybe like 10 years old or whatever, where it was like, oh, you have to have the side hustle is how you
yes.
you do the transition.
Right.
But even-
it starts off being a side hustle and then it turns into your main job. Is that what you mean?
that's
Yeah.
how you
Yeah.
follow your dreams. I guess, was
yeah.
the kind of thing.
Yeah.
But even that was sort of like, I hated it, the language of it, or side hustle, or just the idea that you've got it. Now it's kind of about, again, it was sort of tied to like productivity and efficiency and like having,
Yeah.
whereas for me it was like, oh, it's the hobby, like a hobby. The difference is that it's not, you're not trying to monetize it or like focusing on the output of it. It's like you're doing this because it's
'Cause you
sustaining
like it.
and it's
Yeah.
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 Do you still do you still get joy from it? Like
From
from
comedy?
comedy. This is like
Yeah, totally. I think it's like well, I did the festival show I did this year. I really enjoyed it, as it was the first time that I did it, like thought about it as an artistic pursuit.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so I had because
Oh, you mean like what did you think about it before? Like because you've done other festival shows.
Yeah,
but you
I
just weren't
just thought of it as like this is where you just have to do the festival to try to get
your name
exposure,
out there.
and also it's like the stage time. Also, it's
Yeah,
like you
okay.
can make a bit of
I
money.
get, yeah, I get you.
And then the rest of the year, it's kind of like building your content that you then get to showcase at the festival.
Yeah.
But
Whereas it was like this was the first time it was just in and of itself like a chance to tell a story and have express that thing.
I was like, oh,
in
there's
that
all these
show.
ideas that I have that I'd like to talk about, but they don't feels a bit indulgent to do them at regular comedy shows where people have just come out or whatever
Yeah.
for comedy, and then you're trying to get all highfalutin and stuff.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like- whereas then in a festival hour, I was like, oh, this is people will give you the kind of
Yeah.
the rope to take them on a
Exactly.
journey.
Yeah.
Talk about farming.
Yeah.
They really do.
And people,
Almost the better.
'cause it's an arts
the more
festival.
the better.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
But it's weird in Australia because I think like in the UK or whatever, they've got Edinburgh and then they've got the club scene. And I think you would think about writing for those as two separate things.
Yeah.
Whereas here it's kind of like neither of them are sort of self-sustaining enough that you can, before you know it, it's been 5 years and you've kind of just been trying to write for both
Yeah.
and like missing or like kind of falling in the middle, if that makes sense. Like trying to,
You're building like the hour out of like 5 or 10 minute like good sets that you're hoping that that's a standalone that can work in a club.
And that's fine. It's a great way to learn, and it's a great way to get better at stand up.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to sort of
have good spots.
showcase your talent and ability and have good spots.
Yeah.
But then I also think that was like, it's not, I don't know a lot of those shows, I don't know who's walking out of it being like, feeling like, oh, that's a voice that I want to hear again kind of thing. Or like, So then this year I was like, oh, I don't know. Man, sorry, it sounds so wanky. But just it was like, treat it as a, or lean into the artistry of comedy.
Create a 50-minute show.
Create a show. And I think I saw a few shows.
It's like there's a start, a middle, and end. It's a journey.
Yeah. And I saw a few shows over the last few years where I walked out of them and I was like, oh, that's like people are walking
That
out of
can
it
hit you.
feeling like they've had
It's good craftsmanship.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's
like
a show.
Danielle, anything she does,
Yeah.
or Cam James's shows where there's like,
Definitely.
I don't know, because they're both great examples of someone who could just at the clubs would do stuff and they can nail that, but then
Also
elevate
do-
it at a festival.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you said before that like in hindsight, you probably wouldn't get into comedy. What would you have like any tips or career advice for people that are like starting out or they're like thinking about doing their first raw, or like, is this a job? Like, is this actually a job that can sustain you?
Well, my biggest tip, I feel like all my advice is never practical. and it's more like just fix your head. But the only reason I kept doing comedy is because I never looked too far ahead.
Yeah.
Like I think if I thought too far ahead, I would quit. It's just such an irrational thing to do. But it's like you can't if you feel like you want to do it and you feel you have this instinct that it's like a calling, then it's just learning to trust that.
Yeah.
And then it's like if I compare it to accounting, I was at accounting and there was nothing in me that was like, oh, I'm really good at this. This is what I'm meant to be doing. And then whereas comedy, it's like I'm at a place now where I feel like, oh, I'm not afraid of any like when I'm on stage or when I'm at a gig or I'm given an opportunity, I'm now like I'll be able to do anything. This is what I'm good at, even if it's like not reflected in where I thought the career. If I thought about what the career would be, or if I compared it to like other people who are. Like, I don't know. Yeah, there's bigger gigs to do.
Yeah.
You know, there's always a bigger gig to do.
Yeah.
And there's gigs where I'm like, oh, I think I would be ready for that, but I've never been asked to do it or whatever.
Yeah.
Like ignoring that it is still like the thing that I'm best at.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I would only not see it that way if I was comparing it to other people's careers kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like if it's in you and you feel like this is where I belong, you have to just learn to drown out everything else and trust that. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good advice.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was scared about that question, so I'm glad that
It's good to be scared
great.
about things sometimes. I think it makes you step up and really like think about,
Well, yeah, when you're scared about pursuing some kind of creative, I mean, it is very vulnerable, I guess. Just telling people, you were scared to tell people, like, you know, when you first started comedy, you're Ada
constantly
are always scared.
vulnerable. Yes, right.
But
thanks, Suren. Thank you.
You've
just
given us so much of your time and
it's so funny at the start of the conversation you were like, oh, I forgot to brief you, but don't talk about career.
Don't mention career.
And then it's a whole podcast is
I
about
know.
career.
Yeah.
I thought about
Or
not
your
turning
career.
up. Well, I thought about not turning up. Yeah, it's about your career.
Yeah.
See,
Talk about anyone else's.
Yeah.
That's why you don't measure your own self-worth on your career.
Yeah.
I don't think it
that's right.
matters.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I mean, well, the fun thing is creating it, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
collaborating,
Totally.
creating, laughing and trying stuff out.
Yeah.
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 I mean, that's the true creation of it.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks, Suren.
Thanks,
Thanks so
Thanks for having
much.
me.
Anything you want to plug or anything? People can just follow your Instagram.
Oh, yeah. So at Suren Comedy is
Any cooking?
well, if you
cooking
scroll down,
bits
you'll
coming
see
up?
some of the weirdest cooking
Cooking
videos
comedy.
you've ever seen.
I can't wait to watch
Yeah.
tips on rinsing rice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Thanks so much, Suren.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you liked us, please tell a friend or two. Apparently that's how these things work. We want to acknowledge the incredible stories, culture, resilience and creativity of the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities, in particular the beautiful lands of the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people of the Kulin Nations, where this podcast is recorded. Thank you also to Chris Pickering for the music and Vincent Pickering for the logo and animations. And yes, they are our brothers. We're everywhere.